has to go through that. He has to find loser nerd girl. Also, he can beat ghosts and goblins.
That would be a thing, all right. Okay. Did I launch the stream? I've actually already forgotten. Yes. Okay, good.
Dig, dig, dig a hole.
And we're back. With our, slightly landscaped backyard. You know, slightly.
Brothers of the mind rejoice, dig, dig, dig a hole.
Listen to gently descend into this ever-expanding pit of hubris, malice, and maybe Truman Show-esque antics.
Hey, it's your boy, Goldie Roger. Here to, check up on the guy. I don't know why I have a Jersey accent, but I do.
Because he's in the 4Kids dub, obviously. Right. I keep forgetting I have my drill now, and I don't have to keep clicking.
Wow.
Alright, we're on the hunt for treasure, for the plot, and a Morlock waifu. Now, I'm not saying you should go out of your way to date some kind of hyper-evolved apex predator. I'm just saying, it's not a bad idea to hedge your bets.
I'm gonna hedge my bets, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna put my, genes into, the bloodline of a hyper-evolved, technocratic apex predator.
Why? Because play for the winning team, I guess.
Play for the winning team and also literally eat the rich.
Literally.
That's what they did.
It is surreal to look straight up when I'm this far down.
Okay, are we gonna have to explain the entire Eloy and the Morlocks now, Snek?
I mean, if they haven't picked up a copy of The Time Machine yet, why haven't you? H.G. Wells' works are in the public domain. You can literally get a compilation on Amazon for like $5 of everything the man ever wrote. It's all good, by the way.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, it's kind of surreal to read it now. I actually picked up a copy myself because it's been like decades since I actually sat down and read the book. And it's crazy because the opening preface is basically like, it's kind of, you go back and read it, and it's basically interesting because, like, prior to H.G. Wells, like, the concept of time travel as we understand it today didn't exist. The only way that people could, like, travel through time in fiction prior to that was literally through dreams and portents given to them by the gods. The concept of bodily traveling to another time just did not occur to them until funny British scientist guy was like, but what if travel through time using science?
Using car.
No idea.
Ditaku,
So,
do you mind if I ask you a strange question before I go further?
Certainly.
You're not, like, eating anything or playing with anything right now, are you?
Am I?
Well, the reason I asked is I'm hearing a whole bunch of noises that I wasn't hearing before I dropped down here.
You mean, like, that?
A little bit, but I also swear I heard something akin to a bat. Which tells me that we're really in deep now, if you'll pardon the use of the expression.
Well, I am opening some things, but, I mean, I am opening some sandwiches.
Okay, maybe that's what I was hearing, but it was still a little intimidating, because, like, I saw this rock wall. I actually thought that was just, like, the abyss. And I was just like, oh my god, like, am I really going to willfully jump in there? Try to get the one piece. My energy's getting
going
low.
Straight into hell.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna find these more.
I have gone out of my way to not spoiler myself on this game. I actually have a couple videos queued in my watch later list that are literally like speed runs or challenge runs of this game that I want to see. And I'm just like, I don't want to spoil it. I want to know what happens when I dig there myself.
You know, I kind of want to... Okay, so did I tell you about the Return to Moria game, by the way?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I feel like you and I need to do this, and I feel like we need to add Noodle, too.
I'm sure Noodle would be, ecstatic.
Because, I mean, you and I talked entirely too much about Lord of the Rings, so I feel like, building our own literal dwarf fortress.
There is something to be said for that. Okay, let's...
The problem is, though, is like all the Steam reviews I'm seeing of it are like, this game isn't that good. I'm like, yes, but it's literally Dwarf Fortress.
It's Dwarf Fortress in... Like, the reason, guys, on the internet, the reason Dwarf Fortress has you depart your home with 7 dwarves is because that was how many dwarven lords received rings in the Lord of the Rings. And also, yes, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, but it was literally a reference to Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no harm grabbing this easy surface level stuff while I'm making my way down. Where stone is like $1, it may not even be worth the investment. I don't know, I guess proportionally it still would be, given how little I have to expend for it. Whoops. Yeah, $50 for basically no effort on my part at all. Wish I could say that in real life. Okay. It's a little more intimidating every time I have to slide down here. Whoa! It's a little slippery sometimes, too. There's the mine shaft. Whoa. Like, one of the weirdest things that happens when you're this far underground, and it's like, it's different in Minecraft, because everything in Minecraft is flat. Because this has, like, semi-realistic texturing and the way things are built, it's actually, like, super easy to get really disoriented on which direction is up. Oh, my treasure radar is alerting me to a treasure below. It's hard to dig through here.
Is that lava?
I think it's semi-molten or something. Ow! Yes, that's lava. That hurts me. Now I'm feeling a little extra claustrophobic. Let's clear some of the dirt away.
I didn't realize that we were in California. So, don't know if the watchers, listeners are familiar, but I am a little bit northwest of Sneckburg.
Yep.
I had to explain to one of my coworkers about the Ring of Fire.
The tectonic activity area?
Yeah, like yeah. So.
What were they confused about?
Well, because we were discussing about. I saw a notice about the fact that there were a couple of low-level earthquakes in my area. I'm like, oh wow, I'd never noticed that. They're like,
right.
Well, why would we be worried about earthquakes? And I'm like, well, you do realize we're in the Ring of Fire, right? And they're like, Ring of Fire? What's that? I'm like, oh boy. Okay, so you know that there's
a Johnny Cash song that Dragon Force did a cover of.
I mean, yes. It's all. Dang it, Snek. You're being intentionally obtuse, and I know you are being intentionally obtuse.
What? Me? No, never. I don't do that. That ain't me.
You sowed the sass, now you reap the sarcasm. Is this what this is?
Yeah.
boss, you're surrounded by lava!
No, it's cool. I got a jetpack.
I don't think that's going to help you, but okay.
Nah, don't worry, fam. So they just didn't know that the Ring of Fire is a tectonic formation. Whoa. So that's interesting. It kind of makes me think that they failed their middle school like science class. Scientific concepts go, it's not a difficult one to put your head around. I wonder. Nah, better not risk it. I was gonna be like, oh, I could just burrow my way out. It's like, maybe that's not a good idea when battery is low.
Yeah, because don't you explode when the thing runs out?
If your battery runs out, you explode. That was something that the game emphatically warned us about early on. The price you pay for a very fancy shoveler. Widen this a little bit. Oh, easy access to silver. I'm not going to complain about that. Right now, gold is the best bang for our buck, but honestly, getting easy silver is still going to be very profitable for us in this leg of things.
Silver technically is better for currency, but you know, people don't want to hear that.
Well, the gold standard didn't even become a thing till the Age of Reason, anyway.
Yeah, that's the reason why you have the 30 pieces of silver.
Yep.
Because sesterces, the actual coin of the empire was silver.
Yep. Also, silver is a little bit more durable than gold, so it takes abuse better. It's still a pretty soft metal, but it's still a little more resilient. You can bite on a piece of gold and reshape it.
Oh, Snek.
Hmm?
Snek. Oh man. Okay, so I'm looking at this game. This I think we might need to do this.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'm looking at the Return to Moray game.
Oh, alright.
It's $15 right now.
It's on sale?
Mm-hmm.
Crap. I really
I feel like we need to do this. This looks really fun.
Is it co-op or is it like how's it work?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks to be like an open world survival game where you're a bunch of dwarves and you're like trying to reclaim Moria.
I mean, that sounds pretty rad.
It does sound really rad. This sounds like exactly like the type of thing that, you know, we should get Noodle to play, but Noodle doesn't have a computer.
So the man has a good job. So it's like
the man has a good job, and the man has a very wealthy, you know, wife.
He's married the Eldritch Queen. May her reign last forever.
They're not married yet, but I mean,
soon.
Yes.
I mean, she's beyond the concept of time, so in essence, they were married before Noodle was even born. They're together even when they're apart.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you some deepest Noodle lore.
Sure.
No, seriously, this is some, like, he probably has forgotten this himself. But when Noodle was a wee lad, we're talking like, you know, he was still you know, a very, very little boy, like, you know, maybe 3.
Right.
We had a babysitter, and Noodle loved this girl. He like loved her. even to the point where he actually, like, you know, kind of went up to her and he's like, hey, you want to get married? And this wasn't just like, you know, like little kids. Like, he was like adamant. He's like, I need to go and, you know, get a job, and we're gonna get married. And she was like really taken with him. You know, not in like a weird way, but
yeah.
you know.
No, she.
So what I'm ultimately saying is, even Little Noodle had the Riz. So, you know, the Demon Queen was probably like, yeah, I got to get me some of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be mine. Since cause and effect don't mean anything to her, he already was. So I guess for her that was kind of a win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to get me some of that.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Trying to make this a little bit easier for me to traverse.
The Little Noodle was a family man, even, you know, when he was little.
Yeah, that checks out. I believe that. Noodle is a fine young Pugum.
Mm-hmm.
Doing well for himself. You know, doing Pugum jobs like stealing people's credit cards, stealing their social security numbers.
People call that, you know, being a scammer. We call that being a way of life.
That's called
How dare you, you know, in our culture.
How dare you look down on Pugum culture? Say nothing.
Such a wise,
such a
noble culture.
That's an interesting people. Deep, nuanced understandings and beliefs.
You know,
like ordering
pizza. How would you feel? Oh?
Having pizza sent to people's houses that they didn't order.
I mean, yeah.
See, having lived
this is my difficult.
I have a good understanding of their way of life.
This is my difficulty of, like, I want the world tree to be something that people can, you know, do other things in other than me, but at the same time, though, I don't get the sense that, like, most other people would understand exactly what Pugums are supposed to be able to do. They're not supposed to be mean-spirited or, like, you know, actually malicious. They're supposed to be, like, annoying at most. They're not malicious.
A Pugum would not steal your wallet in order to hurt you financially. They would break into your kitchen cabinet and rearrange where you had your pots and pans and hide your Nutella. That's what
probably steal all your spoons.
But just the spoons.
Yeah. Not to be malicious, but just because, you know,
it's funny.
Then in the quest to find a spoon, you know, the game master or the writer is, you know, like, trying to propel things forward.
But you see, that's exactly it. A Pugum is the sort of thing that will come into your house, steal only your soup spoons, and that will put you on the hero's trajectory in order to slay a 1,000-year-old dragon. That's just how these things work. And the Pugums don't even realize they're part of the great cosmological tapestry of the fallen Earth, but they are. They just think they're having fun. And in their own way they are. They just don't understand that they send people on heroes' journeys all the time without trying. Pugums are kind of like, how do I put it, cosmological detritivores. You see, you have things like ants and roaches and flies that will eat up dead matter. Pugums do that, but for destiny and fate. Do they realize they're doing it? No. But they do. In fact, I think if they became aware of it, it would probably break their perceptions of reality and they'd give up. There's nothing sadder than a depressed Pugum. Yep. Alright. Okay, I can actually kind of see the sky from pretty far down now. Not bad. My plan is coming together. See, that's the thing about Sneks, is we're actually relatively unassuming. We just kind of stay on our own lane, do our own thing, and, you know, it's whatever. But then we're living in this fallen Earth with all these other weirdos. Whoops. Keeps snapping my ankle as I'm descending here. Now, those ankles I definitely have. Ow. Yeah, Sneks are very much keen to just do their own thing. Certain things drive us around the bend, but, you know, who doesn't have their thing, right? Mm-hmm. Well, for us, it's more a matter of the fact that Sneks are dumb, and they believe in always repaying things whenever they reasonably can. This leads to things like, you do a small favor for a Snek. It's like the opposite if you give a mouse a cookie. Doing a favor for a Snek, they'll demand that they repay you. Doing things purely for altruism is essentially unheard of. Now, Cog, I don't even know what clan Cog is from. He's his own thing. I can't help you with that one. And Clockwork, man, he's from a tribe of alien rabbit people. So really, he's only good for his sex appeal.
I'm sorry, what?
But you heard me!
I took out my thing for a second there. I come back to, yeah, only for your sex appeal. What?
No, I'm saying Clockwork is from a tribe of alien rabbit people, so he's only good for his sex appeal.
Oh, are we officially saying he's a lippy?
Yeah, unless he has some kind of major, like, better way of explaining it, that would be the cleanest explanation I can come up with. See, I don't mind working in the Molten Pit. It's just, I take damage in there, and it's kind of hard to navigate. So I'm kind of trying to see if I can find a way around and not have to go into the Molten Pit. Come on. The rock can't be that big, can it? Yeah, let's back out. Ooh, alright. Now that I've widened that funnel, it's a little less difficult getting back to the surface. It's almost time to upgrade the shovel again to I Am Shovel. Alright, let's not break my knees this time. Does that mean a ranger is the only true human of the Tomodachi Bros? I'm kind of thinking that might be what that means. Uh-oh. gotta be a way around this thing. Happy for finding the gold. Come on. These big rocks are becoming... Oh! Heh. Good. Another dark, spooky tunnel. My favorite.
Snek.
I'm sure
Come on, Snek.
I'm sure that's fine.
Come on, Snek. Why don't you come inside the tunnel? Why don't you dig too deep in the tunnel? Dig too really and deep in the tunnel.
Oh, it's actually not too bad.
Hey, it's me. I'm a Balrog.
That's
Aw, man.
So, don't suppose we can talk this out, can we?
No.
Alright, thought I'd ask. Since I'm here, I'm taking your gold. And your silver. Ooh, more silver. Yes, please. Alright. It's okay. When he says Balrog, he means the Balrog from Cave Story, so he's just a big lunchbox.
Huzzah!
I am
so
Shovel. Alright, let's see how this baby works.
That game is so good.
It is.
What's the difference?
It's a much bigger circle that I'm drilling in now.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Snek, why don't you come on down to the old bloody Holy Land? Don't you want to hang out with cool wizards? Don't you want to see the cool wizards and hang out with all the angels? Don't you want to do that? Don't you think that's cool?
I'm hesitant. I didn't mean to pick up the light. I'm hesitant. Whoops. Oh, I can break it, but I don't get it back. Well, science proven. Alright, Balrog, good, I'm coming. Huh? This might be my answer to the question about getting around the molten rock. It's telling me how to... Oh! Found 120 bucks. Once again...
120 some bucks.
Just Goldie Roger messing with me. No, man, I'm gonna leave like $100 here just to make him think he's almost at the One Piece. It'll be super funny, you guys. Got the reaction face cam set up and everything.
You know, Oh, wow. I didn't realize that Common America was having a manga.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that. Like, apparently she really blew up in Japan. Like when I was there for the con last August, the actress who was playing Common America was like, "Oh yeah, our YouTube channel was super small," and then Japan found it and it exploded to like 5 times what it was before. And I'm like, "Is that the secret? Do I just need to become one of those European snobs who becomes big in Japan? Is that how the Snek shall reach success?"
Or, I mean, be like any of those hair metal bands that actually, like, ironically, King Diamond, the reason why you see all these, like, Kiss cosplayers, it's not because of Kiss, it's because of King Diamond. I think we've talked about this before.
Yes.
Yeah, like the reason why Jimmy Ken is there, that's not because of Kiss. I guarantee you it's because of King Diamond. They were huge in the early 90s.
Right.
And so, yeah. Mr. Big also was really big, ironically, in Japan, even though they were like barely considered a one-note wonder in the U.S. They actually had several albums that were considered like hugely popular in Japan.
That's why Paul Gilbert wrote Boku no Atama, because he realized that his music was actually really big in Japan. And he's like, I don't speak Japanese, but if there's a lot of people who are listening from Japan, I'd want to write a song for them in their own language. And he's like, I'm really bad at Japanese, so he just wrote this really goofy, very simple song about how my heart is not like an orange, it's more like a tomato.
It's sad, small, and bruises easily.
And goes well with salads?
Yeah. Don't you know? Itaku's heart is like obsidian. It's black, hard, and easily broken.
Snek's heart is just really, really out of shape. Because he just plays video games all day.
He can take care of that. Come on, Snek, let's run 500 kilometers.
I don't know how long a kilometer is.
No, it's simple, Snek. A kilometer is 6,000 cheeseburgers.
Oh, that makes sense. Sneks will go out of their way to use anything but the metric system.
Well, I mean, metric is literally the worst. It's basically imperialism by the French.
I was about to say it's dangerously French.
Well, it's literally imperialism by the Europeans, and they can hide behind no, it's scientific, and it's like whatever.
You guys keep telling yourself that. Even talking about the Europeans gives Itaku indigestion.
Europeans,
Like Europeans. Nailed it. Oh, you know what just dawned on me?
What's that?
Those giant rock structures, they're literally there so that if you dug out every single piece of Earth, you would still have a way of getting back to the surface again.
Oh.
That's literally why the game dev has these.
I see.
That's
that makes sense.
Really brilliant, actually. It's something that makes perfect sense in terms of environmental storytelling, and yet has a mechanical purpose as well. You see, class, that's called holistic game design, because everything is taken into consideration when designing the world around the player.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, you wouldn't, Jimmy. You just play Fortnite.
No, I also play Minecraft.
Leave a comment down below. Tomoburo's Minecraft server, is that something you guys would want to see?
I will freely admit, though, I've never actually played Minecraft.
No, it's a very simple game. Some of the relationships between items can get a little complicated, but honestly the basics are very easy to pick up.
Alright, so I'm gonna switch over to my laptop, so I will be right back.
Not a problem. You know where to find me. In a hole. In my backyard. Where I belong. Clearing out some of the debris floating in the air is going to be a must if I want to get down here with any expediency. Ow. Why do I do this to myself? Plonk. I have to say, there's something to be said for Zen games like this. This and like Power Wash Simulator. Just getting into the groove of things. You know, making things happen. Ah, welcome back.
Yeah? I moved so far. Literally.
I was just musing to myself that games that are extremely Zen like this are good fun. Games like Power Wash Simulator, a game about digging a hole.
Yeah!
They speak to the ancient primal desire of the ancient Sneks to dig holes and use power washers. Those are deeply seated ancient primal urges.
Understandable.
Going back to the most distant of our ancient ancestors. Also, I upgraded my bag, so I will not be filling up as rapidly.
Nice.
I mean, we'll still top off eventually, but it's a lot more generous now. Especially when compared, you know, to the exploits of earlier, when we had all 5 spaces to fill stuff up with. So a couple of rocks later, I was running back to the workbench. Yeah, these molten rocks are getting a lot more frequent now. Be a little careful, like so. Do not step on them. For that is bad. Oh dear. Oh, come on, I'm just trying to find this treasure. Okay, sounds like we're getting closer. Don't just be one huge solid sheet of rock. That's going to be depressing. So I can step on it a little. Certain spots are definitely more dangerous than others.
Apparently Seth Zentak did a did Prey. You know, the one that you like.
Oh, the newer one.
Yes.
Honestly, the biggest misstep of that game was naming itself Prey. Shouldn't have done that. Ow. Okay, gotta get out of here.
Brother, so long. My rejoice, dig, dig, dig a hole.
Alright. Dang, that moved me up in the world really fast. Go ahead and heal while I'm at it. I'm not gonna get the One Piece if I die in the hole. Alright, here we go. Ow. And down here should be the other mine shaft. Somewhere around here. There we go. Rock ceiling off my head, and maybe I can get in. How do I get in? What did you guys do? It's completely entombed, and this rock's in the way. Unless dynamite can remove it. Well, let's find out! Doesn't look like it did, no.
Oh.
Can't crouch. Can't get in. Ow. Game. Why? Is there only one entrance? This is definitely Goldie Roger messing with me now. Guys, no, it's gonna be so funny. We're gonna make what looks like a mine shaft, but then we're deliberately gonna put unbreakable rock in his way. It's gonna be so funny. Which makes you wonder if the world is randomly generated. If it is, that means I'm unlucky. If it isn't, that means there's gonna be a wiki page or something like the inaccessible mine shaft page on it. There's gonna be some cheeky commentary from the game dev being like, yeah, I just wanted to mess with you guys. Something like that. Yeah, even if I completely excavate this thing, I don't think I'm getting in. I think that's just the hand we've been dealt here. Ow. Haven't gotten that warning in a while. Yeah, I think we're just SOL on this one, guys. Much as it kills me inside to say so. Whoops. I was trying to be smart, but I'm not. Turns out I'm dumb. I'm going. Alright. All permanent upgrades have been purchased. We are a lean meat drilling machine now. Let's get some of these easy ones. Fill up your inventory speedrun. However fast that was. I am the world record holder, for I am the only one who has attempted it. Please don't take it from me. It's all I got. Yeah. Because of the efficacy of my new tools, I don't need this ledge anymore. Whoops. Whoops. And back into the pit. For realsies this time. A lot of silver. A lot of silver. This speed run through the silver section. Ow. Ah, yes, the familiar feeling of flesh burning. Thanks, I hate it. Let's see. Ah. It's going to be increasingly difficult to maneuver with all this molten rock in the way. But I gots to find the one piece, yo! He left everything he owns in that backyard. We'll have to avoid, cap guns and suction cup darts.
Poison suction cups!
One of my favorites was, during the Battle of Crocodile, in the original, Luffy's supposed to be run through with the hook. But in the 4Kids edit, they just kind of have him, like, lazily hanging over the hook. So it really kind of, doesn't make any sense. Because we're like, oh no, Luffy is injured! It's like, but how?
Crocodile just, holding on to him.
Yep.
So I have to ask, Professor. I know we've kind of touched on this earlier. How do you feel about Crocodile being Luffy's mom?
I honestly think it's... I don't think that's actually, like, what they're going for, but it's one of those crackpot theories that I kind of love. Because within the context of the universe, it's entirely possible. And it would also kind of explain Luffy's resilience to death.
Well, I mean, everyone in One Piece is kind of like ludicrously tough. But yeah, like, the two of them do share kind of this weird relationship with each other, on top of the fact that, the fact that he encounters, what's his face? Ivankov.
Oh yeah.
And the way that Crocodile reacts to Ivankov blackmailing him is like, you know, the entire thing with Ivankov is that he can mess around with hormones, which pretty much has been used almost entirely for messing with people's gender.
Yep.
Yes, there are other things that they did before somebody, jumps down my throat like, actually, he can do all sorts. Like, yes, I know, I get it. But...
I mean, it's also one of those things where, like, I've seen a couple translated interviews, and, like, they've talked to him about a couple different memes, and they were like, is the one piece of friends he made along the way? And he's like, no, but that is really funny.
I mean, yeah. That would be really funny, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like, he's acknowledged it, he's like, no, that's not what's happening. Like, I love it when they do acknowledge the memes, and they kind of know, like, what the fandom likes to joke about. It's kind of like the theory about autistic Jotaro. And it's like, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And even though it's very... If you understand, like, what's going on with the fact that he's based off of The Man with No Name, and with other shonen protagonists of that era,
yep.
He's supposed to be, like, contemporaneous with Momotaro from that one... Basically, it's like Manly High School. I forget what the actual title is.
I know,
but also him. Yeah, because he was in Jump Stars.
Yep.
Yeah. And him and Kenshiro were both like synonymous, and they were both basically made of the same mold, where it's just a quiet, huge dude who, whose actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay. So, we have managed 60 meters below surface level, and...
Okay, so, Snek.
Yep.
Okay, alright, that's good. I was like, I hope this works. It looks like it does work, so that's good.
Uh-oh. What are you up to?
You should check your Steam when you have an option.
Uh-oh. Snek was then gifted a copy of Lolly Lolly Love for 7.
Oh man, I hate it when I'm given another. You know, I have like 4 of these. Why do you keep giving them to me?
Because
You and Zex both.
Because it's funny, Ditaku said, wringing his hands together. You know, I've been in the anime fandom a very long time, so, like, I get it, different strokes, but, like, I've never gotten the appeal of the whole emoto bit.
Maybe because you don't have an emoto?
I mean, possibly.
I mean, I don't get it myself, but, you know, I'll say this, not having an One-san, I'm like, I understand. Not that I would ever do that, but, I get the appeal.
Right.
Meanwhile, you'd probably be like, ugh, because you actually have an One-san.
It depends. You gotta understand, like, a thing a lot of people who watch the Snek might not know is I am the only gamer in my family. I'm the only tech nerd. I'm really the black sheep of the Snek clan.
No, you say that, and yet, Snack Dad is like...
There's some overlap.
Like, hey.
Technophilia is definitely something endemic to the family. There's no doubt about that. But, there's the love of... It has a lot of buttons. A lot of buttons is good. And I'm just like, yes. Yes, it is.
I gotta say, though, his sweet gaming couch is, like, really, really cool.
It is. It absolutely is. When I visit, I can plug my phone in. I can play Fate Grand Order just sitting there on the couch, being like, I hate this game, and yet I continue to play it. Why? I'm in too deep. My gacha luck has been too good. I'm too far into the story. This is my life. I can't escape now. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Do not take up what thou canst not put down again.
I mean, I liken my experience with Fate Grand Order to being a battered housewife.
That's a good comparison, actually.
They're bad for me. I hate it. But but at the same time, I keep going back, and I'm committed at this point. They're not good for me. None of it's good for me.
It's not healthy for any party involved. But we don't know how to live life without it. And honestly, I have a lot of really good servants. I have more female caster waifus than I know what to do with.
That is true.
Like, I don't know why it's casters in particular, but it ended up being casters in particular. So I have, Sanjang is my main. I got Caster Tamamo really early in my playtime. I got...
the literal definition of caster waifu.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember consciously rolling for her. I think that was just happy coincidence.
I mean, I kind of had something similar happen with John Alter.
Right.
I literally was looking at him like, oh, look at all my Avengers. Wait a second, I have a Jolter? What did I get Jolt for? And I'm like, I guess I got her, because, I mean, she's in the general pool.
Yeah.
So, I guess I just rolled her when, I was trying to roll for somebody else.
Actually, the funny thing about Sanchang is I rolled for her specifically, but in the same roll, it was the only time I got 2 5-star servants in the same pull. I got her and, Artemis. Or rather, not Apollo.
No, it's not Orion.
Not Orion, I'm sorry.
I've had that happen twice. One time was with Summer Ibuki Doji.
Right.
When I got 2 copies of her in one roll.
Dang.
And the other time, I got was when I was rolling for Kukulkan,
Right.
and I got Cuckoo, and I also got I want to say I got a copy of Saber.
Ah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take I mean,
I'll take any luck that the gacha wants to throw my way. It's actually
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because I was playing Mega Man X Dive offline, and I was playing through it, and Cog and Pt2 were like, "Oh yeah, like how is it?" And I was like, "Guys, you know what happens when you take all the gacha and BS out of a mobile game? You actually can get a good game. It's like when you take the gacha out of the gacha game, what you're left with can sometimes be a good game."
Is X-Dive still on, is it still in the Google Store, or?
For a time, there was two different versions, because there was the original translation, which was done by a third party, which I believe is what Offline is based off of, and then there was one that Capcom did later on, and I know that one was supposed to be on for longer than the original, but I think they're both gone now. I think all that's left is Offline.
Okay.
I think. But honestly, Offline is the definitive version, because, like, if I just want a particular character, I can go to the event or the place where you can get the currency and just do it. And I don't have to go through the rigmarole of gacha. I just buy them from the store when I'm ready to buy them from the store.
I'll say this, honestly, I am shocked that it took them this long to do anything with Marino or Ferrum.
I mean, true.
Like, I mean, they literally are fan service characters, and for the longest time there was, like, nothing. Capcom didn't do anything with them, but then again, Capcom, I hate to say it, guys, Capcom really is,
OMG, if it's not Resident Evil or Monster Hunter, we don't care.
Or
It's not Street Fighter, we don't care.
Yeah.
it's like they have all these other games, all other great games, Breath of Fire.
Well, good old games might have a solution for that one. Alright, we're getting to the point now where the backyard is more whole than the yard.
I mean, I'm just saying, Capcom, I would make other Breath of Fires for you.
We would probably do a better job than you did if Dragon Quarter is any indication.
I'd say, like, give me money and I'd do it.
We will make you a worthy Breath of Fire sequel. We'll make the real Breath of Fire 5, and we can pretend that Dragon Quarter and that crappy mobile game never happened. I'm literally digging under the fence now. As God intended.
Hello, neighbor. Still haven't found any Morlocks.
Still looking, but don't worry. If I find one, I'll ask her if she has a sister. Just for you, buddy. See, I just kind of want to widen this because it's to the point now where, like, the surface minerals are, like, just going to buy me extra lights. But if I widen the hole, the sunlight reaches down further. You know, basic physics here. And it'll make exploring further that much easier.
Right.
I don't need to excavate the entire yard, I just want to excavate most of it. It's to the point now where even having walking dirt around here is honestly just slowing the whole process down. Who needs a yard anyway? The HOA will just go on me for not mowing the grass. But it's hot in Snekberg. I don't want to mow the grass. That's a pain. Okay. Once I fill up my inventory again, it's probably time to start actually spelunking again. Which won't take long at this rate. Not realize the early levels were so saturated with minerals. So part of that's because I'm finding them like 10 times faster than I used to. Straight up cookie clicker production ramp up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have a look.
And talk about a blast from the past.
Snek plays cookie clicker win. Never. I'm not gonna do that.
Is that still around?
It's still around. He released a full Steam version, so you can keep your save forever instead of having it rely on, ironically enough, you know, Explorer cookies. Dang, it's got a ton of silver.
Dang, this Nick.
Where'd you get all
Those
that
are some
silver?
sweet cool boot. Where'd you get those cool boot?
Cute girl, and an astronaut gave them to me.
Oh, that's so cool. I have a trophy.